What's going on, guys? Commando Santa here, and welcome back to another episode of Jubilee Gardens. So today we have RubleTrillions, as always.
Hey, man.
Hey. And we also have our guest builder this week, MaskedBandit.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm nervous.
You have every right to be.
Oh, I'm so scared. Like,
I don't think so. I bet it's awesome.
I've never felt this way before. Like when it's from my park. When it's from my park, I'm just like, I don't care. Mike can deal with it. But when it's you guys, I actually like you guys, so I'm like, I don't want to suck.
Oh, I'm sure.
And on top of all that, you built a coaster.
Yeah.
I don't know why you told me to go ahead and do that, but I did. So
We get to critique that very hard.
So
that's on you.
maybe we'll wait till we get into there. But initially, we had discussed about doing a totally different coaster type than you ended up doing. So we can wait till we get in there, and you can kind of walk through why. But you sent us a note a couple days in, and you're like, "Are you dead set on that?" And we're like, "No, that's fine." So
Yeah, that was nice. This actually worked out way better. So
okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you guys, I'm gonna pull a mic, and I'm gonna say, go look around.
Well, it's kind of funny. I'm blocking the new stuff with this tree in Jubilee Square.
Excellent. So yeah,
Right,
that's the one way in. There are obviously going to be more than one way into that, but that's kind of like the sneaky back way. The through Jubilee Square is kind of the sneaky way in.
The back way.
I see what
okay.
you mean, the sneaky back way. Hey, that's a nice bridge you got
That's
there.
how I'm going in. So what's up with the? Oh, okay. That's why you moved the tables.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
moved your tables because I wanted, if we have stairs going up here, we needed to have a ramp to go up. So that's why.
for wheelchair access. Yep.
Wheelchair access.
Ah, that looks really good too.
So I did that, cut back on where I could put your tables. So I just randomly strewn them about, and humblest of apologies, but at least they're still in front of. They're still in front of the market? Question mark.
It's
one of
ordered chaos.
Yeah, one of them's in a planter box here, but other than that, the rest
Yeah,
of
I did. I just noticed that when right before we started recording, I was like, "Oh crap!"
It's a feature.
yeah.
The flower is hungry too.
So I don't think we shared either in the last episode. We should kind of tell everyone what the direction we gave you to go was, that we wanted the area to be kind of like an old rail yard, brickyard area.
You gave me industrial. You wanted an industrial brick look. So that's kind of what I went for.
Yeah, so we wanted it to fit in well with Jubilee Square, but then have not be quite as nice. And so and already I'm really excited. I'm by Polly's Meat Company.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just a
that's
strict facade. It doesn't actually hold anything. So.
Okay. Yeah, it looks awesome. I love the detail on the building here. It's like what I like about what you did is you got detail in there, but I'm guessing there's not a ton of pieces in that.
97 for the main structure, and
that's not
102
bad
for the other. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Still though, that's like one section of roof on the main street. So
yeah. Well, this and I've cut down all of these structures by at least a story. Here in Jubilee Square, while they are 2.5, some are 3, and I didn't want to go that tall because the area, once we get in there, it's gonna feel. I wanted to feel kind of like you're in the middle of this industrial area-ish type thing, but I didn't want it to be overpowering, like towering over you. So the buildings are shorter, but they're longer in a lot of ways.
Okay.
yeah, which is that's typical of the type of building too.
Yeah, and again,
warehouse buildings.
We shared back and forth some pictures again of model railway stuff that was industrial in nature, and you'll be able to probably pick out the buildings that I used as reference as opposed to ones that I just kind of created on my own.
Sure.
But yeah, this one specifically, this first one is definitely a reference image.
Let's talk about that water tower up there.
Hey, I just did that a couple days ago, and that by itself is 182 pieces. So.
Yeah.
I'm still in Tegged Cam, so I'll look at that later. I can kind of see the top of it, but that's perfect though, because when you're down in peep view, it's like just barely poking up above.
You notice it's there, but it's not. Yeah. The hard part was scale. I mean, there's water towers in the game, but they're not going to fit. If you wanted one that sits on top of a building like that, it's not the ones that come with the game aren't going to fit on the scale that we're working with here. So I had to make my own. So art shapes and rails, and it's a custom little domed roof, which is why it's so many pieces. And snowman pipe for the bolts. So
nice. Hashtag
snowman
pipe.
Yep.
Well, I love how the train bridge like acts as sort of a natural gateway to this area.
That
That's
was again
awesome.
when I was researching, that image popped up and I was like, oh, we need this. Now the bridge itself, the iron bridge, is a direct. That's a lot of pieces. Let's not. Oh no, it's not. No, never mind. It's not as many as I thought it was. Okay, that's a direct rip from No Name Landia. That's Wings and Strings Bridge.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I'm not good. He built them. Why would I do that? So I just jumped into the file and pulled out one of the simpler bridges and threw it in there. So
That's so funny because like this
Awesome.
is almost the exact same bridge that Wings and Strings sent me to do for Buffalo Valley, which now I have in there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I really am. It's a little low clearance, which is my only. But it still clears. I mean, the people can't. I don't think with their hands up they could touch. But I love this little pip shot that snuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And again, reference image there to get that kind of the way I wanted it. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it just feels really rad under here. I
Oh
just
my
really enjoy that.
god. So good, dude. I just walked out to the other side
Yep.
of that bridge.
Oh.
Holy shit. Oh my gosh. The tanks for the brewery.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were looking at, so I just had to. Thank
That
you.
is
gosh.
awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. This is the biggest Easter egg, I suppose. It's not really.
Oh,
Wow.
and you got the Bro Nation
The
logo.
Bro Nation logo is perfect.
Custom.
That's
Now, see, the
awesome.
reason that my area is smaller because I did do a lot of logo work, and
Okay.
that takes some time.
That takes time that I don't like to do.
Oh my
I
God,
enjoy it.
dude,
I
this
think it's really
is-
fun to be like, that's custom. That's all art shapes. Nana. So
I'm already so happy. Like this
this
is
is amazing.
this is
Excellent.
everything that I could have hoped for. Like, this is exactly what I wanted.
excellent. If you Google St. Arnold Brewery, the one here, that's the oldest craft brewery in Houston. Their building has the stripes, like the concrete. Some of their building has the stripes. It's an old converted public school cafeteria.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's
the
where they would.
Cafegimatorium.
It's where they would
Excellent.
prep. It's where they would prep all the meals, and the brewery brought out the
That's
building.
awesome.
Yeah, and so those tanks are modeled after the ones that they have outside. So I wish I could have customized them, but round isn't going to happen. So now, if
Yeah.
you're going to focus on the brewery, you're going to have to go to the right of it, where the umbrellas are. You're going to want to go back there.
Okay.
where the open door is, that's kind of neat.
Oh,
Bandit
yeah,
IPA, yeah.
And the tent there, you're going to want to look in
Ooh.
the little bar.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Excellent.
So a little shout out to some of our fellow Ro Nation people in beer
Oh,
form.
that's awesome. And the tap
The
handles.
tap handles.
Oh, that's
it's
so cool.
makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Oh my
and
gosh!
we'll sink.
clever beer names too. Like those are fitting for everyone.
I
Like,
needed something for Jubilee. I figured
Yeah.
it's Jubilee Gardens. We need a Jubilee. So yeah, and Nag Alley Ale and the
Oh,
little
man.
vendor there is actually a queue entrance.
Okay, you did that?
Yeah, I did that
Okay,
instead of
nice.
just the slack-jawed employee that doesn't have a job.
Yeah, that
Gotcha.
gets all bummed out that they're standing
Right.
there.
He won't
sad.
look so bummed out. Right. And the sink that's back there, that's not mine. That is from Uthris's industrial kitchen set.
Oh,
Gotcha.
It's been
Okay.
retrofitted for this particular application. It's not supposed to be a sink so much as it is supposed to be a place where you clean out the beer glasses. Like you get the jets of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that
Yeah, I
is.
gotcha.
Yeah. No. But that's
Wow, that
Uthris's
looks
base.
really good.
So thank you.
Wow.
And a little seating area for you.
Yeah, the
to-
seating area is very nice. It's very quaint.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be massive because it is still in the park. Oh, I forgot to flesh out the curb up over here.
Oh, that's okay.
Damn.
I always go
Oh.
back and notice little
Oh,
details
we're
like
gonna
that
have
that
to
I missed too.
Knock off some
So-
points for that
I
one.
know. I'm never going to be invited back here again. I know.
So the other building that I love is the flying pig pulled pork. I love the color on that.
Thanks.
Like
thanks.
basically, that would be like painted brick.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah,
The reference again was like a really dirty brick, but it had a lot of different shades, and you can't do that. So I just went dark, and it's hard because basically everything in here is built with this classic brick, and so after a while it's like, all right, what else can I do? So you gotta start painting it. So yeah.
Man,
it looks good. It's a great color.
I love how like intimate this whole area is.
That's what I wanted. I wanted it to feel like everything's kind of enveloping you.
Yeah, it really does.
Cool.
This is amazing. I'm so happy. So, Jake, where are you right now? So
I'm looking at the train because that's.
Is that one of Wings?
Yeah, definitely not mine. I took Wings. This is on the workshop. I'm pretty sure it's something Canadian, something or other. I don't know.
God.
But all I did to this was plop it on there, and I changed the name. It says Jubilee Gardens instead of whatever rail it was. Yeah.
Wow.
And it also gives you a name to the area here, the little planter, the raised planter.
Yeah.
Jubilee Crossing.
Jubilee Crossing.
That's awesome.
Cool. I threw some of your signs around for continuity. Or not your signs, your stalls, your pucker up and your candy.
Well, that's your stall. I just recolored it.
Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, that's TFB, but remastered.
Right, remastered. TFB remastered. I owe you guys, once we get there, I owe you guys one more sign. There's one more sign that I need to do because I couldn't come up with a name. So.
Okay. Where we can head there. Where
is
it
the coaster? The coaster
okay,
doesn't have a name.
We'll wait then. We'll do that last.
I just looked at the coaster. Oh gosh.
So I'm over by the gut grinder.
No. Props if you catch that reference. Like if you. Okay, it's from. I don't know if you ever watched Adventure Time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm the gut grinder. Gut grinder. Yeah. Because the whole color scheme of this area, the yellows and it just popped into my head. I was trying to come up with names. I was like, yeah. If you want a fancy custom sign for that, I can make you one. I didn't.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
We'll take one for the coaster though. For sure.
Definitely. So this one.
Oh my god! And this like fountain at the entry area.
Oh yeah, that was what I did today. That was when I asked you, do you want me to tidy up or do you want me to add more stuff?
I'm glad you did this instead of tidying up.
the view past the pip shot sign onto the rest of the park. Oh.
Like towards the tower and stuff?
Towards the tower.
Yeah.
Past the pip shot
Oh,
sign.
yeah. You get some really nice views here of all your guys' awesome stuff.
Oh, sweet. And you're able to get another water crossing here. That's perfect.
I did. I put it there. Paths and terrain gonna path and terrain. So I wasn't gonna fight that battle. I was gonna do stuff that was fun. So
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You can have at that and figure out how to make it better. Yeah. But placing this stupid Coriolis took me forever. I originally had it where the flying pig and stuff is, and it just took up way too much room, and it sent the path way too far back, and I would have never been able to even come close to having a completed area.
The like footprint for the Coriolis is just way too big for the size of the ride.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It could be shrunk in by quite a bit. I did wrap the path all the way around it, or the queue, but
yeah.
And now that I'm looking at it, maybe I could have scooched it back a little bit, but it's a little tight. Fine. But I
think you got it right perfect.
Cool. So the cover here, and one of the things that was tricky here was you've got a lot of views of backstage buildings. So but that also helped me because if we're going for this industrial look, you're going to see lots of buildings poking up. So I really did try to play that up and only hide like where it needed to be hidden. With the cypress trees and all that.
Wow.
Man, I'm like so thrilled with this.
I'm blown away, yeah.
Excellent.
I can't believe how much you got done. Like going around
most of this was done in a week. Like most of this was
this
week.
Insane. Like, and then going around to like the pip shot and the trinket corner.
I love the gear Jubilee Crossing sign. It's just fantastic.
I'm glad. I wasn't sure.
Oh my gosh.
So do you guys have the park running or is it paused?
Oh, I have it paused. It moves?
I have it paused.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, nice. The sign doesn't move, but it's a splash pad for. Oh,
yeah, it is a splash pad.
Is it all? It's all synced to go off at the same time. I had it so it was randomly synced so it was randomly going off.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
you'll have to fiddle with that because I guess it resets it every time you start.
Yeah, every time you load, I think.
Yeah, mine's just kind of squirting all over the place, which is fine.
Oh, man. That sign, though, it looks exactly like something that they would like make for this type of area.
I struggled because there was such a huge empty space. I was like, I can't leave it. And a regular fountain just wouldn't have done the job. I was like, okay, we're going to put a splash pad in there.
Wow.
So, yeah, it actually came together much quicker than I thought it would have. So, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you guys like that splash pad.
I just actually grabbed a couple screenshots.
Yeah. This is incredible.
Well, what do you think
love
I
the
did
little trinket
right
corner
before
building.
I sent it to you?
Damn. I'm without words, dude. Holy shit.
I know, I'm speechless too. I mean, your signs are always like so creative and
Well, I'm glad.
they're
Thank you.
ridiculous.
Thank you. The trinket corner building is another reference image. That arrow specifically, I love that on there. And this is a direct, even the color scheme is like a direct rip off of one of the images. So, and other than that, so it's the trinket corner and it's the flying pig and the Polly's meat. Those are all the referenced images and buildings, and then the others are my own. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the cool thing about this industrial look you have going, it's you can be simple. Especially with the Pip Shop Waterworks. I mean, it's a very simple building, but it's perfect.
I think that was what part of my concern was I just built you guys a bunch of freaking rectangles.
Like this, it doesn't need to be anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But the way you position them and the way that you put them all together, like it doesn't feel like that at all.
I'm glad because I know one of my struggles is layout. I can make a nice building, but piecing it all together is
you
kind
you
of
wouldn't
an
know it
issue.
from this.
Well,
work.
I'm
I mean,
glad. I'm
this
glad.
is awesome.
So.
This is really good.
Excellent. And the hardest part, one of the hard parts, was tying it into Jubilee Square here on the river, because those buildings are very ornate and much bigger than the ones I was building. So I just kind of did hopefully we'll be able to transition seamlessly here. So if you notice, the hat's fantastic, has a little bit more wood detail on it to kind of mimic some of the other things, and then it transitions into the full, almost all brick. So
Yeah, and the tree there does a really nice job of sort of being a natural transition as well.
Well,
so
I think that tree was there already. I might have just.
Good
job.
I don't think it was. I think I had just the birch tree. So you must have. changed it.
I had a hard time putting trees in, like finding places to put trees in. It felt very. I used this term before, very moonscapey for a while, but it came together. So I took some extra time here around the Jubilee Crossing water pad, placing those stupid. What kind of trees are they? The Marulas trees, to make sure
I've been using those a lot
as
lately.
you cross the bridge, it framed things nicely, and as you rounded the corner, it kind of hid things. And I've never done that before. So
This is exactly what I was envisioning, this part of the park, because this is going to be a newer section of the park. You know, the section across the waterway there, it's going to be old, refurbished kind of stuff, and this stuff's going to be all new and fun and.
Well, I kind of have a timeline in mind here. You guys told me this was probably going to be master planned, and the coaster ties into the timeline here. I figured this would have been a mid-'90s type thing. Like, it's all very bright right now, but if you wanted to go in and kind of distress it a little bit with the colors, I mean, you could, no problem. But as a master planned area, I wanted it to look like, okay, this was all supposed. Nothing was just kind of tacked on. It was all a thoroughly thought out little area. And that brought me into the coaster decision. So once we,
I'm over by the coaster.
In the recording, there's a lot of sections of just me staring at the coaster go. So
okay, cool. So I hid it from you guys. I showed you. You knew it was a B&M, and you knew it wasn't inverted. But you have yourself a stand-up coaster, and its inspiration initially was Iron Wolf, the very first B&M stand-up from Six Flags Great America, and it got relocated, I think, to Kentucky Kingdom, and it's now Apocalypse. But it's an earlier model, and so it's not very tall, and it's not very long, and it's got only 3 inversions. That's kind of where I went. I figured if we're going to do a stand-up coaster, I want it to be smaller, and I figured you could decide if this was built specifically for the park in the time zone that this area was built, or if this was bought and refurbished and put here, or you can say it was a stand-up and you can flop out the cars, and now it's a sit-down, it's a floorless like they did with Mantis.
Oh, yeah.
So you have some options. I like it as a stand-up. I think it sells the area as a mid-90s to late 90s, build. So that's kind of what I'm going here with this. And your coaster is a 6-meter. I don't do 4-meter because I can't handle that tedium. So it's 6 meters. Yeah. It's a 6-meter, and it's pretty modest because I'm not the best coaster designer. So I did try to spend a lot of time with it. It rides pretty smooth. But stand-up coasters aren't smooth. I don't like them. They're pretty uncomfortable.
I mean, the shaping and the layout is really good. I mean, I'm no coaster expert, but the shaping and layout looks great.
Again, I was going off of the beginning here is very similar to Iron Wolf, but Iron Wolf doesn't have the dive loop. It would have done this turnaround and then done another turnaround through the loop. And I'm not good enough to do that. So I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I think this works great.
No, go ahead.
And one thing that we lost with moving Mr. Twister was we really liked how there used to, when it was in this location before, there was you got a view of a coaster from the parking lot.
Oh, I did check that out.
If you go to the parking lot now, it's like. Oh God!
I was very happy with that. I did like that.
Yeah, like walking into the park, you just have anticipation building.
Yeah,
just from looking at this.
You have a custom supported lift, and with a chain return.
Oh.
And you have a custom supported loop. I figured those would be the most important ones to tackle.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything else. I thought this would have sold it well enough. So. The loops on the supports on the loop are pretty weak, the default ones. So I went in. They're not great. They sell the idea more than they are technically accurate, but they're a lot lower on pieces than some of the other ones would have been. So
yeah, I'm fine with that. If you look at some of the custom supports I used on the corkscrew, they're not that great either. Like when you zoom in really close, you're like,
I was hard. I'm like, you use Kindred.
That's art shapes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh God. So.
Yeah. Well, not really those ones, but like the ones that are supporting the vertical loop, they're not anything like special. So
cool.
Yeah, everything from the parking lot looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I do like it a lot from the parking lot. It was cool because you've got your service road here, which means it was impossible for me to block it with trees. So you really just get this perfect view of the lift, and
which I like.
Yeah,
I actually like that.
You could see the loop, and I do like it from the path quite a bit.
I really like it from the path.
And you could even see the backstage. You could see the jank, the storage, the transfer track, and so.
Oh man!
All right, so we need to talk about the station here.
Oh, okay.
It's freaking beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad. I
love the angles.
It was a happy accident. That was a Bob Ross moment. It was a happy little accident. It almost looks like an air. Like I was concerned because I've done this shape before for No Name Landia and to make an air hangar. And I was like, I don't want to build another air hangar. And so I was like, oh, that kind of looks like an hourglass. And then I started thinking about the Riddler's Revenge, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest stand-up coaster out there. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's got that little, from the stupid Batman Forever movie, the hourglass. And that's kind of where my train of thought went. And so that's why we have these weird angles in an hourglass kind of shape.
I really enjoy it.
I might have just faked all that. Too. So
that's fine. It sounded convincing, and
it would not be the first time we bullshitted on this series. So
all right,
no worries.
Don't look too carefully at the posts as far as where they're positioned in.
I skimmed that. I was and I don't think that's your fault necessarily. I think that's a consequence of the way their stations are set up.
Because I did the whole grab a gridded piece and scooch it over. Like I could have tweaked it some more, but then it wouldn't have been symmetrical like it is.
Yeah, then it doesn't
and here's
look right.
like Commando said, like I agree, it's more of a function of the game than anything you did because your building is symmetrical, which means it's structurally sound. And if you look at the gates on the coaster stations on all of them, like they're way too long. like so theoretically, if these were the proper scale, those supports would be sort of in the line before you sort of partition off into the gate you want or the row you want. So I'm good with it.
Well, and you are free to tweak and delete and do whatever you want. Like,
Yep.
It's yours now, so have at it.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
It needs a name. I struggled. I was like, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to call this thing. And
I'm bad with names, yeah.
So once you come up with one, I am more than I owe you this logo. And my thought was, if you go to the entrance, having it stretch all the way across both the entrance and the exit and connecting it up with the brewery. So we have this big kind of like what we did with what the hell is Silverette's coaster named in our park?
Oh, Firestorm?
Yeah. Something like that, because the sign goes over both the entrance and the exit, and so that was kind of what I was thinking. So I do owe you a sign. So
okay, perfect. We will hold you to that because
absolutely, I don't mind. Those are fun. I can knock that out in an hour or two. So.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll brainstorm some names and let you know.
Cool.
Well, man, I am like blown away. Honestly.
So am I. Wow.
Your backstage needs some cleanup. I kind of tore it up. So
yeah, but that's okay. We didn't really know what we were going to do with that anyway. Yeah, and this helps to give us some something to work from.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't really spent any. So the next episode, I'm actually taking the park again, and I'm going to clean up a lot of my messes. Okay. So stuff like this is perfect because now that we have something concrete there, now we know what we can and can't do in the backstage. Good.
I tried to make sure all my buildings had 4 walls and a roof, which is not something I always do. So, and my on-ride photo building, that's just kind of there because you needed it there, and it's all right. But
I might take out the just mementos and put in put in an entrance like you had over by the brewery and put up some TVs or
Sounds
something,
good.
but that would be all I would do to that.
Yeah, and I've got some paths to hint at backstage pathways and to connect them however you want. So, there's one more thing. There's one more thing that's not in this area. I forgot. Go to Trident. Go to your coaster. I'm bad at surprises.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. Oh my God, that is incredible.
So there you go. I did that for you.
I'm just going to delete this lamp that's in front of it.
I didn't want to touch anything.
No, you can delete that for sure. Oh my God, that is awesome. It's like, and so I'm going to do a completely different coaster station to this, and that is going to fit perfectly with the coaster station I'm going to make. So,
wow. Yeah, cool.
Inspiration for the lettering was Titan. From Six Flags, and it had the kind of tall at the top, shrinking in, tilted kind of. So I tried, and it took me several tries to get the text the way I wanted it. And then there's our Trident.
Yeah, so for people who aren't on the Bro Nation Discord,
first of all, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, right? One, you should be, but two, so we have a share and critique board where people post photos, and the best photos receive a Trident from Mike, and then those photos are entered into a monthly competition.
We're about to do our very first one.
Yeah, and when it first was announced, everyone lost their mind over the Trident, and so I thought it would be funny to name it this. And I had mentioned it, and I did not expect you to build a sign for it, but that is amazing.
I was originally going to call my coaster Trident, and you're like, I'm going to call the Arrow Trident. I was like, son of a bitch. Damn. So
Trident is such a good Arrow coaster.
Yeah, but when you said it, I was like, oh, that's so good. And I used the yellow is actually not the Trident itself, but the yellow on the sign is actually neon. And I did some very minimal lighting, but it's kind of clashing with what you already had there.
Okay. And I'm going to tweak that anyway.
Yeah,
so.
And if you go to the actual Jubilee crossing, there is very minimal lighting.
Okay.
So you can have at that.
That's fine. I enjoy doing that kind of thing. So
I hate
lighting is my sign making. So.
All right.
There you go.
Go for it. So there you. That was my 2+ weeks where I was gone for a week of it. So 2 weeks, but yeah. And you have this whole end there by the splash pad. I planned to have something to eat, an eating establishment on this square right by the bridge.
Okay.
And I figured if you were going to put another boat station in, you might want to put it here to officially say you can't go past here.
Yeah, this is where I was thinking the ending was going to be.
Yeah.
Possibly another ferry station with a restaurant.
Or maybe the ferry station's on the other side of the river, now that I'm thinking about it.
Could do that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, a restaurant seating kind of watery, sort of tying in with this area. Because that's why the coaster is so bare here by the water. Figured I'd leave that for you guys to figure out how you wanted to end the park. So.
Oh, man.
I will play around with that.
Bravo, dude.
Oh,
great job.
Whew. Can I go spam pictures now?
Yes, you can start posting right now as we finish this up.
Excellent.
I'm blown away.
I'm glad.
That's just a great addition. It just fits in perfectly.
This is like everything that I wanted.
Without even matching any of the other themes that we have in the park, it just fits in perfectly.
Well, what it is the all these themes go together. That's why they work so well. I mean, this is just a pure Americana park. This is that's what it is. And so as long as you're pulling from something in the United States, you're gonna be on top. Which is really funny when you consider Minerals Tea House. Like, that somehow manages to work really well in this area, too.
Yeah.
So, well, that's just because Minerals amazing at everything. So
Yeah, pretty much.
That's true. It's
that guy.
Him and Kinderly
Yeah,
are like,
screw those guys. You can't be good at everything, gentlemen.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoy. I was legitimately, this was the first time on a Planet Coaster video I've been nervous about what I've built. So
Just kidding, I hate it.
shit. I knew it. I knew you were faking
amazing,
it the
dude.
whole time.
Absolutely amazing, dude.
Thanks. Excellent. Cool. Well, I hand it back off to you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, so like I said, the next episode, I will be tidying things up before we kind of start a new area. There's lots of things that I've left unfinished, so that's what I will be doing. And yeah, so everyone who suggested names for the arrow, I appreciate it. I got tons of suggestions, but it just had to be tried into at the end of the day. So.
Well, use some of those. Why don't we offer it up? Because I have no good ideas for this coaster. So
great idea.
The theme is this industrial theme, Jubilee Crossing. Give us a name.
Yeah.
Do it.
Sorry, I don't mean to hijack your video here, guys.
No, that's a great. I mean, everyone did suggest a ton of names last time, so yeah, name suggestions for the new coaster.
Mm-hmm. We won't ignore you this time.
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
It depends if we figure out a good one ourselves or not.
Quick, let's run to Bro Nation and come up with another inside joke.
Right.
Man, that's good.
All right.
Wow. All right. Well, you guys got anything else to show off?
I don't think so. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's
like you did nothing.
That's all I did, guys.
All you did was like 20 buildings.
A coaster and some rectangles.
Actually.
Yeah.
I like the eat at the flying pig. Just kind of like
I love that
it's
it's on the Supper Club building, actually.
Yeah, on the back of the Supper Club. It's
I was like,
great.
should I put eat at the Supper Club? I was like, no, you're not looking at it. You don't know what building that is. And again,
Forget
now
the Supper Club. Ugh.
Yeah, who wants to do that? Let's eat at the Flying Pig. He's got snowman pipe for eyes. Hashtag snowman pipe.
Hashtag snowman pipe.
That pig is doofy, by the way. Like, I love how goofy that pig looks.
It's perfect.
Alrighty, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and on that note, it's time to end. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment with what you think the name should be. If we use it or not, we'll see.
You want to write it so people can see how terrible it is?
Yeah, I'll put a POV at the end of the video for sure.
Cool.
And yeah, so thanks, guys.
Thank you. This has been so much fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
See ya.